We don't have a complete picture, obviously, of where every article of defense materials has gone, but certainly a fair amount of it has fallen into the hands of the Taliban. And obviously, we don't have a sense that they are going to readily hand it over to us at the airport.
Oh, I can't believe it. I thought those Taliban would get their hands on armored vehicles and weapons, and they'd say, oh, America, hey, where's the lost and found? Someone left this here. What a shock. And it's terrible in Afghanistan. It's terrible. And on the most embarrassing part of this, there are two parts that are extremely humiliating. One, we left 10,000 American citizens behind like they were chopped liver. America has always stood behind American citizens when they're in foreign lands. Apparently that didn't matter to the Biden administration. That's one. Two, the weapons and equipment we left behind. We spent 20 years fighting with these people, and we just armed them to the teeth. It's hard to watch them walking around with M4s. It's hard to wrap your mind around the fact that Taliban now own more Black Hawk helicopters than 166 nations on Earth, courtesy of you and I, the taxpayer. That's hard to watch. And the government right now, it's not as if they've realized they've screwed up and they have a solid plan in place. They still don't have a plan. I mean, remember, we pulled our people out. Now we're sending a bunch of people back in, but we pulled our people out. We lost our foothold. They're issuing bulletins right now telling American citizens, get over to Hamid Karzai Airport. Oh, but by the way, I should probably mention, be advised, the U.S. government cannot guarantee your safety as you make the trip. Yeah, that's right. That's from the United States government. Hey, get to the airport, but, might want to get uber armored because, boy, I have no idea how you're going to get there. We left them high and dry. And I do enjoy the hypocrisy of all this. Remember, Donald Trump, President of the United States, Donald Trump, he's not allowed on Twitter because of January 6th, when he didn't even cause January 6th. You know who is on Twitter? The Taliban. You know, one of the ways the Taliban organized this gigantic takeover? Twitter. They used Twitter to organize the gigantic takeover. But Trump's not here, but the Taliban can organize it. And of course, Twitter's being pressed on this, right? Are you going to allow these guys on here? And Twitter said, well, as long as they follow the rules. They're over there murdering people as we speak. We already have the pictures and video. They're not following the rules. Let's set all that aside for a moment. I don't want to laugh. I mean, look, I'm trying to make light of some things here because I understand this is an embarrassing, heavy time. I'm hearing from a lot of Afghanistan brothers of mine who served in Afghanistan. I did not. I was in Iraq, by the way. I've had people ask me. I never went to Afghanistan. I was in Iraq. But a bunch of my brothers did go to Afghanistan. And they're hurting right now. And part of the reason they're hurting is they fought and they bled and they watched their buddies die. And I mean, it's really terrible. And the embarrassment. And the Taliban, they're rubbing it in. You know, Joe Biden's famous for eating ice cream because he's not famous for doing anything else as president. So the media ran this, look at Joe ordering Rocky Road campaign. And it was really embarrassing. Now the Taliban are putting pictures up of themselves online, all holding ice cream cones to troll the president of the United States. That's, obviously, it's not a big deal. It's a Twitter post. But man, that is embarrassing. We've got barbarians in Afghanistan mocking our president in front of all of us. Gosh, that sucks. And politically, this is a disaster for Joe Biden. Rest assured about this. I mean, we have his new approval numbers out there now at 46%. He is in free fall. America may not be on the right. They're not on the left, but they're not on the right. You know, it's kind of a middle country. America's far, far to the left of you and I. Let's just agree on that. But Americans, I mean, all people in general, but Americans, they do not like to be embarrassed. We have Rick Scott. He's a Republican senator from Florida. And he's not exactly me here. He's not exactly some fire-breathing right-winger who just throws stuff out there. Rick Scott's citing the 25th Amendment. The 25th Amendment. He wants to remove Joe Biden. Quote, after the disastrous events in Afghanistan, we must confront a serious question. Is Joe Biden capable of discharging the duties of his office? Or has the time come to exercise the provisions of the 25th Amendment. That's a big deal. Like I said, this is not a guy who just throws out fire-breathing stuff like that. That means he's talked to other people who are thinking about it. This is a political disaster, an absolute political disaster. There's no way around it. Now to the fun stuff, the palace coup stuff. Just remember, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they hate each other. They have always hated each other. Kamala Harris was Joe Biden's diversity hire. He promised everybody, I'm going to hire, my VP will be a woman and a woman of color. Tried to get all the woke points he possibly could, which stuck him with Kamala Harris. Only she's terrible. She's terrible. And remember this about Kamala Harris. Always remember this. She's ambitious. And I don't mean ambitious like you trying to get a little better grade in school or trying to get the next promotion. Kamala Harris is one of those people, and you've known people like this in your life. She'll kill her own mother if it means getting ahead. So Kamala Harris, she's running far away from this unfolding disaster. Apparently, this is a rumor, but it's a pretty solid rumor. Joe Biden wanted Kamala Harris standing with him when he gave that stupid address the other day, and she refused. There are rumors about her behind the scenes saying he's not going to pin this on me. Kamala Harris is out there making public statements right now. You know what they are? Quote, please protect yourself and your loved ones. Get vaccinated. Clearly keeping away from this situation, or trying to, which is odd because this is what she said before.
President Biden always said that he wants you to be the last person in the room, particularly for big decisions, just as he was for President Obama. He just made a really big decision. Afghanistan.
Yes.
Were you the last person in the room?
Yes.
And you feel comfortable?
I do.
Ooh, this is getting uncomfortable, isn't it? And of course, we all know what happened there. She probably wasn't even the last person in the room, but if she was, Kamala Harris is going to look at this and say, all right, we're leaving Afghanistan. It's going to be a political win. I have to wrap my arms around it. Oh, no, it's not going well. Woo, that's on you, Joe. I'm out. So they're already behind the scenes knifing each other in the back every chance they get. Kamala had a scheduled trip planned. She's going overseas to Vietnam, and she's not canceling it. We're in the midst of the biggest presidential scandal in probably decades, and the vice president is hopping on a plane and flying across the Pacific Ocean to Asia, not to visit Afghanistan. So this is awesome. I mean, watching this unfold is going to be just beautiful. Sit back and enjoy it. Look, and you don't have to feel bad about that. It's all a disaster right now. Hey, thanks so much for watching the first on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.